from Woodcock in the championship, but Coombs comes up to third with 46 ahead of Kimber Smith and Robin Rex. Here at Pembrey, we're looking at the National Saloon Car Championship, the BRDC and the BRSCC Saloon 2000 and production cars, with the start already about to happen. And look out for the Team Middlehurst Nissan, the Nissan Skyline of Andy Middlehurst. Four-wheel drive digging in there for a good start, as is often the case, but charging along beside him the Escort Cosworth, who's on the outside, rubbing wings with him, number 20 there of Graham Coombs. The bookmaker in second place. I'd give odds on that happening. And struggling up into third, don't forget the Saab. Lionel Abbott really having a crack at it as we watch number 6. Steve Papworth there, with Coombs already dropping back. And through on the inside, well, a bucking Bronco you might suggest, but it wasn't. It was Michael Woodcock trying to weigh up the Saab and take away a place. And I think while that was happening, Jeff Kimber Smith got himself into a position which might see him come out ahead of both of them, and he does. So Kimber Smith comes through, Woodcock eventually follows, and Lionel's left to reflect on the error of his ways. That's Danny Baker in number 96 there, about to overcome and chew gently on Paul Booth's Vauxhall. And that is on the inside there. Mr. Woodcock attempting to influence Mr. Kimber Smith. And I think he might have succeeded. Yes, he has. Lionel Abbott saw it all. Hoped they might trip over each other and get the place back. So, upper place ahead of Kimber Smith, as we watch Hutton in a similar car, fighting hard there. There is Kimber Smith, now falling back into Abbott's clutches. And Abbott there made a terribly slow start away from the corner, and I think has got a problem. But out front, here's a man without a problem. Middlehurst very much in charge. Middlehurst going very well indeed at the head of the field, and Middlehurst unchallenged, with Coombs some considerable distance behind him now, as he runs off the laps here up in Wales at Pembrey. An interesting and challenging little circuit this, but the four-wheel drive Nissan comes up to take the checkered flag. A comfortable win then for Middlehurst from Coombs, Woodcock, Kimber Smith and Steve Papworth, making it up to 5th. We look then for the second of the two races and see whether it's going to be the rehearsal or the concert that it might well be. Away they go, and once again, a great start, but there's a bit of nudging going on there, and Middlehurst loses out this time. Coombs makes it into the corner first. Anybody want to take a bet on when he comes out of it? Yes, he does. That was an interesting sojourn out into the boonies as we go back to the leaders, with Lionel Abbott's repaired car going well, and number 3 also charging along there. That's Derek Hogan. Hogan really enjoying himself on the back of that group now, could cause some fireworks. Watching the rest of the field file through. 82. Booth, who we saw have that little bit of a moment in the previous race. Hello, that's my friend Jeff Kimber Smith, coming off the grass. And here is Lionel Abbott in the Saab, now sorted after the first race, setting about closing the gap on a weaving battle ahead of him. And the weaving that's going on ahead of him is because Middlehurst desperately wants to try and find a way past the bookmaker. And it's allowed Abbott to get right on their tail and make a threesome where there was a twosome. So the trio now has Woodcock on the back of it. Little bit of a gap before we get the next man in the group, and here, coming up hard and fast, wanting to do something, but he's not quite sure what. The other Sapphire Cosworth, Hugh Marshall. Up comes Lionel Abbott to see what can be done about number 17, Michael Woodcock. The answer is not a lot, as up comes the leader, Graham Coombs to find that he's got alongside him now Middlehurst, and Middlehurst has got the line. There's a slower car there, and I think Middlehurst is going to be the last of the late breakers. The platform is just that little bit more sophisticated, and there's a little bit more wheelbase there to make the car just that little bit steadier to drive. And so Middlehurst takes the lead once again, and Coombs, as I've said, I wouldn't bet on him being there at the finish. He's in second place now. Woodcock third, Abbott fourth. There is 23, Roger Mearns with the Honda Civic leading his class, and a hard-charging Kimber Smith trying to catch him up. Didn't see how that moment on the grass started, but we saw how it finished. While Marshall in number 8 having a very good run as far as he's concerned. Good drive too with the Honda. Dave Allen going very well as the leader comes through. Second man. Much whirring of gears as he goes down through the box. Coombs hanging on to his second place, but I fear has had to give best. Woodcock now in a safe third, but not in a position to challenge for second. And the first three then able to reel off the laps with comparative security. Not so Kimber Smith, who's charging along here like a good one and trying at the moment to swallow Hugh Marshall. There is Marshall in number 8, Kimber Smith in number 7. Closes the gap, and he eventually got past to finish up in 7th place as the flag came out for a Nissan victory once again for Andy Middlehurst ahead of Graham Coombs. 22, Barry Barnes departs, leaving Middlehurst, Coombs, Woodcock, Lionel Abbott and Derek Holden. Presentation to an absolutely delighted Middlehurst, who's got the cup, got the laurel and got 100.